Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced the end of Plan B measures aimed at tackling the spread of COVID-19 in England. He said on Wednesday this is due to the booster campaign and the public's response to the restrictions.
Today's latest ONS data show clearly that infection levels are falling in England. And while there are some places where cases are likely to continue rising, including in primary schools, our scientists believe it is likely that the Omicron wave has now peaked nationally.
The Prime Minister said that from this week the government will no longer advise people to work from home. And from Thursday next week, mandatory COVID passes will end. Compulsory face masks will be scrapped in classrooms starting this Thursday. And from next week, the government will no longer make people wear them anywhere in England.
In the country at large, we will continue to suggest the use of face coverings in enclosed or crowded spaces, particularly when you come into contact with people you don't normally meet. But we will trust the judgment of the British people and no longer criminalise anyone who chooses not to wear one.
The Prime Minister said the requirement to self-isolate for those who have tested positive will be allowed to lapse when it expires in late March. He said if the data allows, the date could be brought forward.
And there will soon come a time when we can remove the legal requirement to self-isolate altogether, just as we don't place legal obligations on people to isolate if they have flu.
The announcement comes after COVID infection levels fell in most parts of the UK for the first time since early December. The Prime Minister warned that the pandemic is not over.
But to make that possible, we must all remain cautious during these last weeks of winter, when there are still over 16,000 people in hospital in England alone.
The bonfire of COVID regulations could help appease the Prime Minister's critics from his own party, at a time when he is under pressure over Downing Street parties. Eddie Aitken, NTD News.